Pranam. In this series of probably 2 videos, we'll try to understand the first 6 sutras of Chanakya Sutrani, which probably is one of the most popular granths written by Acharya Chanakya, along with 2 other, namely that Kautaliya Arthshastra and Chanakya Niti. Now we all know Kautaliya Arthshastra is a beautiful compilation of various Arthshastra that are written by so many Acharyas before Chanakya. And in that Arthshastra, Acharya Chanakya has given his opinion along with that of the opinions of the old Acharyas. In this country, we had many master hands who had written volumes on Niti Shastra, be it Rajaniti, Dandaniti, Nyaya Shastra, etc. I will strongly recommend that if you all have time, if you have interest, you read at least 4 good works. One is Kautaliya Arthshastra, along with the Chanakya Sutrani and Chanakya Niti. Both are, all are separate. Then Laghu Niti, written by Jainacharya, Param Pujya Sri Hemchandracharya Suri. The third is Vidur Niti, authored by Vidur. And the fourth is Kamandakya Nitisara. That is the essence of politics by Kamandaki. These 4 shastras I feel are really, really master and written on the subject. Please do remember that I, along with you, am a student of such shastras, and I am in no way qualified to teach it. It's just that let's do swadhyaya together. Let's learn together. Sorry. We are not going to go in the history of Acharya Chanakya, as most of us are knowing about it, whether right or wrong, God knows. However, it is really interesting to know how did this Shastra, that is Kautaliya Arthshastra, how did it came to our hands? Somewhere in the 1905, Rudrapatna Shamashastri, or you more commonly say R. Shamashastri, accidentally discovered the Arthshastra among a heap of manuscripts at the Mysore Oriental Library. This library was started way back in 1891 under the patronage of Maharaja Chamarajendra Vadiyar X. Now, R. Shamashastri was a Sanskrit scholar and librarian at the Mysore Oriental Library. He transcribed, edited, and published the Sanskrit edition in 1909. He then proceeded to translate into English, which is published it in, in 1915. Till then, there were many references to the Grantha. However, the Pandulipi, that is the manuscript, was not available to anybody. मतलब बोला जाता था कि ये अर्थशास्त्र में यहाँ पे लिखा गया है. But people were not knowing, but they're not having that actual Pandulipi of that Arthshastra. However, please remember, we are not going to talk about Chanakya's Arthshastra. We are going to talk about Chanakya Sutrani. Now, Chanakya Sutrani has 571 sutras, out of which we'll try to understand at least 6 if we can. Okay. I'm going to use Hindi freely in the video, as I feel that I'll be able to express it in a better way. So before we go ahead, let's remember that Vidya, Vinayin, Shobhate. These are the 6 sutras we are going to understand probably. The first is Sukhasya Mulam Dharma, Dharmasya Mulam Artha, Arthasya Mulam Rajya, Rajya Mulam Indriya Jaya, Indriya Jayasya Mulam Vinaya, Vinayasya Mulam Vridoppa Seva. So out of this, we'll try to understand, at least in this video, the first 3. That is Sukhasya Mulam Dharma, Dharmasya Mulam Artha, Arthasya Mulam Rajya. So the first sutra, that is Sukhasya Mulam Dharma, it says that the root of happiness lies in dharma. Now let us not confuse dharma with the English word as religion, as dharma has much wider and different meaning than the word religion itself. For example, religion has to have a founder, there has to be some founder, whereas dharma is like righteous conducts that helps the souls to progress spiritually and attain moksha. As per one more definition of dharma, dharma means actual nature of the soul or the object. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, the dharma of fire is being hot, उष्ण. मतलब आग गर्म होती है. So the dharma of आग is being hot. Now after this sessions, we'll define, for this sessions at least, we'll define dharma as something जो धारण करता है, मतलब जो आपको गिरने नहीं देता. Okay, dharma is something that will hold you from going down. धर्म या कहो नीतिमत्ता ही समस्त जगत को धारण करता है, वरना तो ये जगत कब का लड़ मर के खत्म हो गया होता. So dharma is something that will not allow you to fall down. Dharma helps you to get both spiritual and material happiness. Take for example, one cannot even be materially happy if he doesn't follow dharma. Like say, we have Raju, he has a net worth of say 100 crore rupees, okay, and he find out that his friend Sanju has a net worth of 1000 crore rupees. Now, in case Raju follows dharma, he will become happy seeing his friends progress. But if he does not follow dharma, he will be jealous of his friend Zanju and will always be sad and will not be able to enjoy his wealth. Just a caution over here, as per most of the Indian philosophies, be it Jain darshan, be it Bauddha darshan, be it Vedic darshan, सच्चा सुख केवल आत्मिक सुख होता है, बाकी तो सब भ्रम होता है जो बाद में दुखी देता है. So the real happiness is the happiness of soul. So this is the a brief meaning of the first sutra. The second sutra is like dharmasya mulam artha. Now this is one of the most famous sutra of Chanakya Sutrani. He says that the root of dharma is in wealth, passive. Okay. Because the society which does not have minimum amount of wealth to feed its citizens and give them the basic resources will always be in anarchy, due to which it will become difficult for its citizens to follow dharma. As we say in Gujarati, ये भूख्या पेट भजन ना થાય, or even in Marathi, we say पहिल्यांदा पोटोबा नंतर विठोबा. Okay, so in the context of a state, this is a rajya. The more stronger the Raj Kosh, that is the treasury is more strong, the more the people will be righteous. That is, they will follow dharma. And as the state will be able to support the minimum standard of living of its citizens, and the weaker the treasury, the more adharmi the citizens will be. As the state will not be able to provide the basic standards of living, and also it will not have resources at its disposal to punish the adharmi and save the dharmi. Now, in times of crisis like natural disasters, what does Dharma say? Dharma says that you should help the fellow living beings. But in case the state and its people are daridra, that is poor, they cannot do this Dharma. We all know that the scale of violence, drug abuse, etc. is very, very high in poor countries as compared to countries which are able to provide enough for the citizens. So this was a brief about the second sutra, Dharmasya Mulam Artha. As we go ahead, the third sutra reads like Arthasya Mulam Rajya. That is, the stability of a state is the basis of wealth of the states and the citizen. This could be easily understood by looking at our neighbors like Pakistan and Sri Lanka, where in want of political stability, the whole economy has crashed. Even we had experienced the same thing in 1992, where we had forex left only for 13 days of our imports. And then came the LPG, the liberalization, privatization, regulation policy of the Narasimha Rao government, as was proposed by Dr. Manmohan Singh. This led to the beginning of economic prosperity of India. We all know that Indians were having skills and entrepreneurial spirit even before 1992. But how come, we started to prosper only after LPG? It's because the government of India policies prior to 1992 were filled with license raj, rate tapism, tax terrorism. No, I hope some of you might remember the maximum marginal tax rate was as high as 97.5% in early 1970s. Can you imagine? 97.5% was the tax rate. Upon that, you add, you अगर ये कमा के भी पैसा बच गया तो you had wealth tax से भी पैसा बच गया अगर आपने फिर अपने wealth बना ली, then you have to, once you die, your kid will have to pay a state duty also on that. So this was the type of environment that the Indians were getting. So the economic prosperity of the country depends on the policies of the Rajya, that is the government. Even the international investors, they start to invest only when the government gives conducive environment for doing business. Now, as we moved ahead in ease of doing business index, so did we start to get more and more FDI. As the government relaxed the laws of taxation, registration of companies, raising funds for startups, the startup ecosystem started to show the fruits. Now, no doubt, every development will have both bright and the dark sides. However, here we'll focus only on the bright side. So the root of economic prosperity is the stability and management of the state. So probably, this is the brief understanding of the first three sutras of Chanakya Sutrani. We'll try to understand the next three sutras in the next video. So thank you so much.